In today's video, I want to talk about beyond meltdowns, why your ASD spouse can switch it off for others, but not for you. Have you ever had this moment, you're out with friends or maybe the neighbors stop by and your ASD husband is engaging, polite, and even warm, He's making eye contact, he's tracking the conversation, he might even be charming, and then the neighbors leave or the doors close and it's like someone flipped a switch. He shuts down, he withdraws, he's irritable, disconnected, maybe even cold to you. And you're left sitting there thinking, wait. You had it all together for them, but not for me. And if you've ever felt that, confused, hurt, maybe even a little crazy, I want you to know something right at the start. Your reaction makes complete sense. And there's also something deeper happening here that most people miss. So today, we're going to unpack this in a way that brings clarity, not blame. So first of all, let's talk about the switch. It's not what it looks like. From the outside, it looks like your ASD partner can simply turn it off when it matters, and that leads to a very understandable conclusion. If he can do it for them, he can do it for me. But here's the key shift I want you to consider. I'm talking to all the neurotypical wives out there. What you're seeing is not a choice-based switch. It's an energy-based system. Your autistic husband is not accessing the same internal state in both environments. In public or around others, something very specific is happening. Heightened awareness, increased cognitive control, active monitoring of behavior, suppression of natural responses. We call that masking. And masking is not casual. It's an intense cognitive labor. On that note, let's talk about what masking actually costs. We're going to go deeper here. Masking is not just trying harder. It's more like running multiple high-demand programs in the brain at once. Let's see, am I making enough eye contact? Did I respond correctly? What's the expected emotional tone here? Don't say the wrong thing. Stay regulated. That's not automatic. That's manual processing. And manual processing is exhausting. Think of it like this. Your ASD partner is operating in high performance mode in public, but it's not sustainable. It drains executive function, emotional regulation capacity, sensory tolerance, social processing bandwidth. So what happens when they get home? They don't choose to drop, they collapse by default. So let's talk about why home becomes the crash zone. This is the part that hurts the most for many neurotypical wives. Because home is supposed to be where connection happens. But for the autistic spouse, home often becomes something else. The only place they can stop performing. Not because they don't care, but because their nervous system can't sustain their performance any longer. So instead of engaging, connecting, attuning, you, as the NT wife, see withdrawal, irritability, flat affect, silence, distance, even defensiveness. And here's the painful paradox. The place you most need connection is the place your ASD spouse most needs recovery. Now let's talk about the gaslighting effect and why it feels so confusing. We're going to name something very honestly here. This dynamic creates what many NT women describe as a gaslighting experience. That's understandable because you have seen your ASD partner be socially capable, respond appropriately, show emotional presence. So when he doesn't do that for you, it creates this internal conflict. Am I asking too much of this guy? Or am I being emotionally neglected purposefully by this guy? And this is where I want to slow this down for a second, because both realities can feel true at the same time. You are not imagining the inconsistency. And the inconsistency is not rooted in a lack of love. It's rooted in depletion. Let's talk about the executive function depletion. Let's bring in a deeper layer now. Executive function is the brain's ability to plan, regulate, shift attention, inhibit impulses, sustain effort. But for most autistic people, this system is already working harder than average. Now, layer masking on top of that, and what you get is executive function burnout. So by the time your ASD spouse gets home, there's hardly any capacity to initiate connection. There's way less flexibility to shift into your emotional world. And there's way less ability to regulate frustration. It's not, I don't want to show up for you, my NT wife. No, it's, I don't have the neurological resources left to show up the way you need. Now let's talk about why this is not about love. And this is an important distinction here. All the NT wives out there, listen up. Because without understanding this, it's easy to interpret the behavior as rejection, indifference, emotional absence. But what we're actually looking at is a misalignment of capacity, not care. Your ASD partner deeply values you, he cares about you, he loves you, but he still may not have access to the same level of outward engagement at home. That doesn't erase your pain, but it certainly changes the meaning. So now let's talk about bridging the gap without blame. So you might be saying, okay, Mark, yeah, that all sounds great in theory, but what am I supposed to do with this? Okay, well, this is where growth happens. Not by forcing performance, but by building intentional structures that work within reality. So here's a few key shifts. Number one, we're going to move from assumption to translation. Instead of, he just doesn't care. Try, he's depleted. What's still accessible right now? Number two, create low demand connection points. Not long emotional conversations right away, but simple structured moments. Like sitting together quietly, short check-ins, predictable connection routines. Number three, time matters. The first 30 to 60 minutes after coming home, that's often recovery time, not connection time. Number four, name the pattern together. When both partners understand what's happening, it reduces resentment and increases teamwork. So to the NT wives, if you've been feeling hurt, confused, or even invisible in your marriage, I want to say this very clearly. Your need for connection is valid, your experience matters, and your ASD husband's struggle is real too. This isn't about choosing one reality over the other. It's about understanding both so you can finally stop fighting each other and start working with what's actually happening. Now, if this helped put words to something you've been feeling but couldn't explain, make sure you subscribe, because this is exactly what we do here. We take complex neurodiverse relationship dynamics and make them make sense. Also, please comment. I will read and respond to your comment. I'll see you in the next video. Would you like to schedule a paid private coaching session? This will be in the form of a face-to-face Zoom call. Underneath any of my videos, you'll see this Calendly link. If you click on that link, it'll open up my calendar. You can pick the available days and times that works for your schedule. You'll get a follow-up email immediately after purchasing a session that will have the Zoom link that coincides with the day and time that you picked. I will get an email too that you scheduled a session, and I will be available on that exact day and time, and we will talk. I look forward to working with you. Hey guys, this is Mark. Some of you may not know that I have a lot of books on Amazon. So if you like my videos, you'll like my books. I have several for ASD spouses, for NT spouses, and for the neurodiverse couple. Underneath any of my videos, you'll see this link. Feel free to click on that link and see what's available. I'm sure you'll find something that applies to you. So if you're struggling in your neurodiverse marriage, help is available, one click away.